Controversies are swirling around Rangers. It's pure madness, my friend. Today we've got 6 news updates to keep you well informed. Here's what we'll cover. Taverner replacement. Rangers eyeing a move to sign an international free agent. This one's almost funny. John Lundstrom is facing heavy criticism at his new club and they want to sell him at all costs. Serves him right. I'm still not over his last 2 games for us. Sky Sportsman reacts to the latest Rangers update from Ibrox. Rangers suffer a commercial blow thanks to the SPFL controversy. Rangers fans are wrong about the US takeover, says Keith Wyness. Rangers' deal for a £30,000 a week ace was always impossible, despite the £3.3 million offer. Go ahead and leave a like and share your thoughts on each news story in the comments. Channel members who comment Celtic will get a poop emoji. It looks like Rangers are eyeing up a potential replacement for James Taverner, with rumors swirling that Taverner could still be on his way out before the Turkish transfer window shuts on September 13th. Clubs like Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, and even Giovanni van Bronckhorst's Besiktas are reportedly interested in securing his services. With the clock ticking, Rangers appear to be hedging their bets by considering Cyrus Christie, a versatile and experienced right-back who's currently a free agent after leaving Hull City in the summer. Christie, at 31, has plenty of experience, having racked up over 300 appearances in the Championship, and even a spell in the Premier League. He's also got 30 caps for the Republic of Ireland, so he's no stranger to the international stage. What makes him even more appealing is his versatility. He can slot in as a center-back or even in midfield, which could give Clement some tactical flexibility. Rangers aren't the only club interested in him, though. Championship sides like Coventry, Millwall, and Preston are also keen, as are a few clubs in Greece and Turkey, but a move to Rangers would be Christie's first venture outside of English football. If Tavernier does make a late move, Christie could be a solid, experienced option to step into that right-back role. He might not have Tavernier's attacking flair, but he brings plenty of know-how and could add some stability to a backline that's seen its fair share of struggles recently. With a move on the cards for Tavernier, this could be a name to keep an eye on as the transfer window closes abroad. It looks like John Lundstrom's move to Turkey has turned into a bit of a nightmare. After leaving Rangers this summer as a free agent following a stalemate over a new contract, he signed with Trabzonspor. You'd have thought things might go smoothly after his solid stint at Rangers, where he played a key role in the Europa League run and lifted both the Scottish Cup and League Cup. But instead, he's already facing the axe in Turkey. Trabzonspor's manager, Şenol Güneş, hasn't exactly been subtle about his feelings on the transfer, publicly criticizing Lundstrom for being heavy and cumbersome. Güneş admitted that the club is open to sending him off elsewhere if the opportunity arises. 8 appearances in, and it seems the honeymoon period is well and truly over for Lundstrom in Turkey, with the team struggling both in Europe and domestically. On the flip side, Rangers are feeling the absence of Lundstrom themselves. Philippe Clement has openly admitted that the club has missed his leadership and presence in midfield. His replacement, Connor Barron, hasn't quite filled the gap, and with Rangers sitting 4th in the Premiership after a poor start, including that painful 3-0 defeat to Celtic, it's clear the midfield could use a bit of Lundstrom's grit and experience. It's a case of, you don't know what you've got till it's gone, and Rangers might be regretting not working harder to keep him on board. Both Lundstrom and Rangers seem to be missing each other right now. If Trabzonspor does move him on, it wouldn't be surprising to see some interest back in the UK, maybe even from Rangers themselves. Paul Robinson's take on Rangers' recent woes is spot on, especially when he highlights the importance of closing that growing gap with Celtic. The start to the season has been nothing short of shaky under Philippe Clement, with that early Champions League exit to Dynamo Kyiv and the painful Old Firm defeat still fresh in everyone's minds. A 5-point gap behind Celtic this early in the season isn't where we want to be, and the pressure is already mounting on Clement. Robinson is right when he says that not winning the Old Firm clashes is a huge issue. Rangers could be picking up points elsewhere, but if we're not beating Celtic, the frustration will keep bubbling. He also raises a crucial point about the Ibrox situation. Rangers have been playing their home games away due to the work being done on the Copland Road stand, which hasn't helped our momentum. But with the return to Ibrox after the international break against Dundee in the League Cup, Robinson reckons that's huge news for us. Getting back to our fortress could be just the boost the team needs to turn things around. Robinson doesn't mince words about the mistakes of the past either. He's not wrong about Michael Beale's time in charge. It was a bit of a misstep, with signings that didn't quite hit the mark despite the money spent. Clement, though, has potential, but he needs the backing of both the board and the fans to get the right players and time to bed in his ideas. The season's still young, but there's no denying that Clement's got a job on his hands. Rangers have been dealt a bit of a commercial blow thanks to the SPFL's scheduling of their upcoming home fixture against St. Johnstone. Slated for an 8 p.m. kickoff on a Sunday night, it's hardly ideal for a fan base that's already a bit deflated after the 3-0 Old Firm defeat to Celtic. Hugh Keevins isn't wrong in calling it out. This is a tough sell for Rangers fans, especially those with young kids who'll be getting ready for school the next day. Let's be honest, Rangers versus St. Johnstone isn't exactly a blockbuster match to begin with, and with the late kickoff, it could seriously dampen the atmosphere, which is a shame given that it'll only be the club's second Premiership fixture back at Rangers after the long-awaited renovations. The match should have been an opportunity to build up some positivity after returning to Rangers, but now there's a real risk of seeing half-empty stands, which is never a good look for the club, especially so soon after reopening the stadium. If the turnout is poor, you can bet Rangers will be pointing fingers at the SPFL for scheduling such an awkward kickoff time. The timing might be good for TV, but it's certainly not for the fans. In a season where we're already struggling to get the results we need, the last thing we need is low fan morale in the stands. Keith Wyness has stirred the pot a bit with his take on Rangers fans and a potential US takeover. He's essentially saying that some supporters need to adjust their mindset if they want to see real success. According to Wyness, a portion of the fan base is focused on having genuine supporters invest in the club, but he argues that the focus should be on bringing in professionals who can run Rangers efficiently and effectively. He's pointing out that if you want to take Rangers to the next level, you need the right people in charge, even if they don't bleed blue. Wyness isn't wrong that Rangers would be a tempting investment, especially with US investors reportedly valuing the club at around £150 million. With some existing shareholders apparently open to selling, there's clearly an opportunity for big changes at Rangers. That said, the loyalty and passion of the Rangers fan base are unmatched, and it's understandable that fans would be wary of outsiders coming in, particularly after some of the tumultuous ownership issues of the past. Club 1872, which still owns almost 5% of the club, represents that deep connection between the fans and the club's ownership. But Wyness believes it might be time for a shift in thinking, with the emphasis on having experienced professionals steer the ship toward long-term success. In an era where football is increasingly dominated by foreign investment, Rangers fans may have to ask themselves if they're ready for a potential American-led future to take the club to the next level. Wyness thinks it could be the key to unlocking real success. It seems Rangers' pursuit of Joan Jordan was doomed from the start, with the financials making it an impossible task. Philippe Clement's side were keen to add the experienced midfielder to plug the gap left by John Lundstrom, especially with Jordan's reputation as a deep-lying playmaker who could dictate play from the back. But despite offering a £3.3 million deal and a loan option, the £3,000 a week salary Jordan was earning at Sevilla made it a non-starter unless the Spanish side were willing to cover part of his wages, which was never going to happen. Jordan was once valued at £30 million and linked with Premier League clubs like Arsenal and West Ham, so you can see why Rangers fancied him as a potential midfield general. But ultimately, the Spaniard had his heart set on staying in La Liga, and he ended up moving to Deportivo Alavés, where he'll aim to rediscover the form that once made him one of the top midfielders in Spain. For Clement, it's another case of what might have been, as he tries to reshape Rangers in his image. Johan van Rumst, Clement's former assistant, rightly points out that there are still gaps in the squad, particularly in midfield and on the wings. With Abdallah Sima gone, Clement is missing that pacey winger to stretch defenses, and the club also needs a quarterback figure in midfield, someone like Stephen Davis in his prime or what they hoped Jordan could be. It's likely Rangers will revisit this need in 2025. But for now, Clement will have to work with what he's got, hoping to find a solution from within the squad or in the next window. I'll be back with more bombastic and exclusive Rangers news at any moment. If you don't want to miss any, just hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, alright? We are the people.